Hello everyone, welcome back to your social science class. Today in this video, we are going to start the chapter Revolt of 1857. Students, this chapter is also known as the First War of Independence. Children, a major part of India had been brought under the control of the East India Company by the 19th century. The exploitative, oppressive, and the unjust rule of the company angered the Indians, who took to opposition in the form of revolt. It shook the very foundation of the British rule in India. However, the British historians termed it as a mere sepoy mutiny. On the other hand, the Indian historians put it as the First War of Independence or as the Revolt of 1857. The revolt had been preceded by a series of disturbances created by the British in different parts of India since the late 18th century. In the 18th century, there were peasant uprisings in the parts of Bengal. Later on, the Bhils, the Santals, the Konds and the Gonds, they rose in revolt in various parts of Madhya Pradesh, Bihar and Odisha. Though these were serious and long-drawn uprisings, they did not pose any serious threat to the British Empire. However, the revolt began at Meerut on 10th May 1857 and soon it spread to all the adjoining areas. It was the first major expression of an organized resistance that left an everlasting impact on the colonial empire. Now students, we are going to study about the various causes of the revolt of 1857. At first, we will study about some of the political causes that led to the revolt of 1857. The first major cause or the first major political cause behind the revolt of 1857 was introduction of doctrine of lapse. Students, the doctrine of lapse policy was first initiated by Lord Dalhousie. Under this policy, if a ruler died without a natural heir, the kingdom passed on to the Britishers. Rani Lakshmi Bai's adopted son was not permitted to sit on the throne of Jhansi under the doctrine of lapse. The state of Satara in the year 1848, Sambalpur in the year 1850, Udaipur in the year 1852, Nagpur in the year 1853 and Jhansi in the year 1854 were annexed through the policy of doctrine of lapse. Next comes the second cause or the second major political cause behind the revolt of 1857, which was the policy of subsidiary alliance. And this subsidiary alliance was first initiated by Lord Richard Wellesley, and it was one of the moves towards annexation of Indian territories. Under this doctrine or under this subsidiary alliance, an Indian ruler was supposed to enter into an alliance with the British. They had to accept stationing of British forces in his territory and to pay for their maintenance. The Indian ruler would not form an alliance with any other power, nor would he declare war against any other power without the permission of the British. In case of any conflict with any other state, the British would decide what to do, and the Indian rulers would accept their solution. In return, the company assured protection from the external dangers and internal disorders. But against it, the Indian ruler will have to pay the British soldiers. In case there is a failure regarding payment, then the British would seize a part of the territory of that particular state from the ruler. So these were the two major reasons or two major political reasons behind the revolt of 1857. Now we are going to discuss some of the major socio-religious causes behind the revolt of 1857. Students, the first socio-religious cause behind the revolt of 1857 was some of the social reforms that were made by the British. Indians considered it as an interference in the social affair. Specifically, the upper caste, they looked at it as a threat to the established social structure of India. Secondly, the effort of the missionaries to convert people into Christianity also angered many Indians. Not only that, the introduction of Western education, it also undermined the traditional teachers and the teaching method in India. In fact, the introduction of railways, telegraph and post were also viewed with suspicion. Not only that, the British judicial system introduced the principle of equality, which undermined the presence of caste system in India. In fact, the British looked down upon the Indians and they followed a policy of racial discrimination, which separated themselves from the Indian society as superiors. So students, today's video will be up to this. In the next video session, I will begin from the economic causes behind the revolt of 1857. Till then, have a good day.